of a bit. Son of a biscuit. Uh, all right. Now, can everybody hear me now? Okay, perfect. All right. Thank you, everybody. So I apologize. Obviously, you didn't get that first. Heidi ho, and welcome YouTube, and welcome friends. Thank you so very much. I truly apologize for taking my first 20 seconds, or let's go with a minute. And yeah. So thank you all so very much. I just wanted to know, how are you guys all doing? Sandy, welcome to the chat. Betsy, Free Xenu Project, No Talk Tony, Lynette, Betsy, Joanne. Thank you. Thank you all so very much for being here. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. So I'm gonna go over this as quickly as I can. Yes, I'm home. Yesterday, so obviously, well, let's go with Thursday, because it's Saturday. Ariana, thank you so very much. I woke up and I was so nervous, like the hands trembling, the palms sweaty. I was nervous. And I had decided I'm going to go at 11 o'clock, not putting it out there. Didn't say anything in regards to, what I was doing. The person that, blessed me with her help did, I, after careful consideration, because I was a little nervous to bring anyone there. I don't want anyone to be followed. I don't want anyone to be treated poorly. I don't want anyone on Scientology's watch list. But at the same time, I wanted to at least put it out there like, hey, I know you don't want me going by myself, but do you want to go with me? And she said yes. So we drive there. Everything's good. I'm super nervous. I'm clenching the steering wheel because I'm just like, please just let me see my dad. Just let me see my dad. Just please let me see my dad. And that's all I'm thinking over and over and over. And I'm just like, man, I feel like a kid in a candy store. I'm not that far away. But it's still at the same time, I'm like, okay, so as soon as we start getting closer, I could feel my heart racing, and I'm not going to take an anxiety pill because I'm driving everybody. So then we see the golf course entrance. Everything is, peachy, peachy bean, jelly bean, or however that saying goes. But it was basically like the golf course looked very like empty. And I'm kind of not used to that because the golf courses up here that are maintained that well have people on them. They like to play golf on them. That's the whole idea of a golf course. But there didn't look to be anybody there. Just kept driving. And then suddenly, I've got about 20 feet away. I make the turn. Immediately, I'm told, you're trespassing. You're blocking the driveway. Move your truck. You're trespassing. You're blocking the driveway. Move your truck. We're going to trespass you. Move your truck. And I was like, look, it's my dad's birthday. I'm Elizabeth Ferris. I'm literally just here to drop off a present to Bob Ferris. That's all I'm doing. Can I at least get the present? You're trespassing. You're trespassing. And it just kept, it literally was like, how I'm talking about it now was how quick it was. I got out of my truck. My truck was still running. I then got his presents that was put in a bag, and with a beautiful card in it. And no, there was nothing in the note that, bashed Scientology. I even told them there's nothing in here in Theta. It's just the products he needs. That's all it is. That was the whole point of getting him products that he needed. Things that we all needed when we were in the Sea Org, except, I didn't need undershirts, and I didn't need those kind of socks. I wasn't allowed to wear them, but it was still the point of just trying. And then, as I'm trembling, we leave, my heart's racing, and, go do something that just takes my mind off of it. And you know what, for her being there with me, that meant everything because in that moment I really wanted to hug my wife. I really wanted to just break down. But instead, I just kind of pushed the feelings down, pushed the crying down because I couldn't believe these people that I once called friends. Some of these people I knew. And, you know, it it hurt. So anyway, I left the presents and then we drove away. We were probably gone maybe 30 minutes, maybe that's a hard guess. Maybe it was 20, I don't know. It seemed like only a couple minutes. So then we drive back and we go right by it. Now, the part of the story that I'm skipping is as we're leaving, a sheriff's officer is like basically on my right-hand side. And as soon as we pass him, he flips a U-turn heading back in that direction. So I found that a little disgusting. Um, and so we go back and the package is gone. Like there's no marks, like they checked it for a bomb. There's nothing insidious or anything like that on the ground, but the package itself was gone. So now, as much as that interaction that took 2 minutes hurt like all hell, I have to hope that he gets the presents. I have to. If not just as presents, but just as something he needs. And, I'm hoping they let him have it because they can go through it or like with a fine tooth comb. There's nothing in there. There's nothing in there about the aftermath. There's nothing in there in regards to, hey, by the way, I was told you were dead. Um, Not trying because I just wanted to make sure that they got him the gift. If I honestly, now just before someone says it, because I got a couple emails, why didn't I put a letter letting him know what was really going on? Because if I put a letter that stated what was really going on, they would not let him have any of the items. They would throw it away like the garbage and they would relate it to me just being a suppressive person. Um, so we have to be very, very careful. How do I know that that would happen? It's because our mail, it was gone through. When I was at Celebrity Center and my mom would send me mail, unless it came from another organization, it was opened and like, like obviously someone had read this letter. Obviously, I wasn't the first to see this letter. And it happened a lot. My mom liked to write a lot and then suddenly, not to be the bearer of bad news, everybody, but suddenly her letters stopped. At least that's what I thought because I suddenly stopped getting letters. And then, once I'm out, I confronted her. I'm like, "Why did you stop writing me letters? Like I was telling you what was going on. I was telling you what was happening to me and you just stopped writing letters." And she's like, "No, I didn't. I kept writing letters." Now, do I know if it's true? Nope. Because, as you all know, it's kind of shitty there. But so to get back to my dad, it we have to be very careful. Everything was picked for a reason, everything was done for a reason. Um I am so grateful for each and every one of you, but the hard part for me is literally, you know, um and I'm going to try to get to some of your questions, I promise. Let me just grab this one real quick. Did you hand the gifts to a person or leave them? I left them on the outside of the door to security. Um, so that way, if they tried, they would come out and have to grab it from where it was standing. Like someone would have to grab it. Um, did I want to leave it like that? No, I didn't. I would have preferred handing it to my father, but each step is a little closer, right, everybody? Like it's one step closer to seeing him. It's one step closer to someone understanding that I am not a suppressive person. It's how can I be suppressive and get my father things that he would need? So maybe they'll double think or think twice about, saying that I'm a suppressive person. Um, so that catches you up with that present, so I'm sorry I had to leave it, but I had to do something. And so right now we're hoping and praying that he gets it, and so then we go back, you know, we have to settle, we have to, I'm starting to feel tired. Like I'm starting to feel exhausted and I'm starting to feel hurt and I'm starting to feel like I'm never going to get to see my dad. Like that's the feelings that were running through my head after that. Like I'm sitting here telling you guys everything that I've been through and I have to look you guys in the face or have another conversation where it says like I feel like a failure, like I'm not getting any closer. I know it's a marathon, it's not a sprint, but it's like, am I getting closer? Am I getting closer to seeing him? Am I getting closer to someone getting out? I don't know. And because of that, I'm very grateful I have my therapy appointment. Um Okay, Betsy, they wouldn't take the gifts from me. No, they would just gladly state that I was trespassing and they're going to trespass me and move your truck. Um, I glad you left them so they had to eventually pick them up. I pray they find their way to your dad. I do too. I truly do too. Because that's the hope that I have right now. Um, you're not a failure, you tried. Joanne. Well, thank you so very much because right now, like afterwards, I talked to Laura, I talked to her for a little bit, and then I started getting really tired, like, just overly spent. Now remember, everybody, I worked my normal shift at work, and then I hopped in a car and drove down there as fast as possible. Um and unfortunately, nobody tells you that, or at least, it's been so long since I've traveled on the day before Thanksgiving. I did not realize that, a 7-hour trip was going to take me almost 10 hours because of everybody getting to their family on Thanksgiving. So that was pretty interesting and had to stay awake for that. And then I couldn't go directly to bed when I got there. I was still jived and you know? And yes, I was also thinking about the whole aftermath thing and, so I had a lot on my mind. And then that happened and I needed to get back to my wife. I needed to get a hug from my wife. I needed to be home with my wife because I felt hurt. I felt like the person that was helping me made me feel so safe, but then at the same time I felt like a utter failure, guys. I did. And I just wanted a hug from my wife. I just wanted her to tell me that I'm not. And even though we didn't get to spend Thanksgiving together, um, it was worth it. Like I needed to hear that from her face to face. Lou, Lou, how are you? Leaving Scientology by Lou Repetto. And everybody, if you are not subscribed to Lou Repetto, please give him some love. He's just like me. Someone inside those walls saw you doing it. There's always people thinking of leaving within those fences. Rumors spread. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm literally hoping for. Okay. All right, I'm going to grab that one in a second. Let me star it, Freya. I apologize. Where, God, this screw you in the double clicking. Okay, you are not a failure, Robin. You are trying, or Robin, you are not a failure. You are trying, but you are one person. You are strong, courageous, loving. Don't lose hope. You will try again when you have the energy. Yes. Yes, I will. Because I'm not feeling to a point where, hold on, everybody. I'm not feeling to a point where it's like, I got to stop. I got to walk away. No, because I know there's still people trapped inside there. I know there's still me, like people like me trapped inside there. I know there's kids still being recruited. I know there's people on the Estates Project Force. I know there's people that are on the RPF. I don't care if they say they canceled the RPF. It's hogwash. I'm telling you, everybody, it's hogwash. Okay. Freya, you're making progress towards meeting your dad. We're proud of you. Thank you so very much because there's times like I'm I'm doing the best that I can. Um, so that was filling me in. Now then, I get to, you know, be with my wife, and I fell asleep in her arms. I'm not even gonna lie, everybody. As soon as we laid down for a second, I was out. Um, the 10 hours of driving, the nervous wreck of what happened, and then another almost 10 hours of driving. No, it was 9 hours of driving. 9 hours of driving the first way, and then 10 hours the way back. Because yes, did not know everybody. Just in case, please do not travel on Black Friday. I thought everyone would be shopping. I thought people would be with their friends and their family still. No, they travel home because yeah, that that truly happened. Like an action that drive should have been about 6 hours, but instead that drive was 10 hours. Um, But anyway, I know what's been on everybody's mind because I got some messages. Um, as for any kind of division, I promise everybody there's not a division. Some things may have happened that we don't fully understand, but you know what? I am so excited to see what Aaron does because out of anybody that I've ever met, like that man could if he suddenly decided, you know what, I want to build a house and I want to make a house made out of porcelain, I'm sure that man can do it. Um, because he has the biggest heart out of people that I've met. He's helped me beyond measure. At first it was we had to get to know each other first and see each other's, personalities. But you know what? Realistically, if he says there's gonna be um another, avenue to help second generations, then you know what? I believe that it's going to be amazing. No matter what it is, it's going to be amazing. And the fact that there's now two, then I think that that's going to be great for us because that's maybe where one doesn't help, the other one can, and where this one can, that one can't. It could be this perfect build of how to help people because I promise you, I had my mom when I got out. Okay, so let me explain that part. I had my mom who was a diehard Scientologist who basically didn't know how to talk to me when I was crying the whole week I was home, didn't want to see my any of my family, any of my friends. Like I felt like a failure. I felt like I couldn't succeed on jumping off a roof, big failure. And then after I couldn't succeed on jumping off the roof, then they tell me that they're taking me home to my mom, who is the Ellerich, still rolls herself like the Ellerich calm. And, you know, so when I got out, I was okay with flipping burgers once I got my head a little on straight. I was okay with it because you know what? They'd always said, you're going to end up a failure and you're going to be in it flipping burgers. Well, flipping burgers was like a highlight of when I was 14 years old. That was the highlight of a time that I'd had. So I didn't give two iotas. I literally went and flipped burgers. And then after I was flipping burgers, I went and worked at a gas station. I did not care. I worked anywhere that I could get a job. And then before you knew it, I, I was in school. I had to finish school. And then there were some things that I didn't quite understand, but I knew how to look it up in a dictionary. And so could I have used some help? Could I have used some therapy? Yeah, because then I wouldn't have woken up at 40 years old. Everybody, like, I really woke up at 40 years old realizing that this was garbage. Um, but, you know, everyone wakes up in their own way. But I think if both and again, when I left, there was no foundation, everybody. There was nothing of the sort. There was sink your teeth in and pray not to end up on the street. And let me tell you, there are times that I did. There are times that, I couldn't help my mom financially and she ended up on the street. And for that I was horrified. She was living out of her truck or, an old vehicle, but she'd been living out of her vehicle. And so it became a mission to get her into a place and, get a better job so I can put her into a place and so that she wasn't living on the streets. And am I skipping ahead years? Yes, everybody, I am skipping ahead years, but I'm trying to give you an idea that could, if there had been another foundation at that time, could my mom have been off the streets? Yes. Could there, if there was multiple foundations, would life have not been so hard and would have not given me so many scars, unfortunately? Yes. So if we can't prevent it for me because it already happened to me, then you know what? Having two foundations can prevent it from happening to someone else. And I hope that makes a little bit of sense. Do I agree wholeheartedly on, I know some of you sent me the information in regards to what the bylaws were. I'm not on the board. I'm not on any board. Um, but Mrs. J, hey, New England Coast, Janet. Oh, hey. Um, yeah, flipping burgers is a better living than a cult. But you know what, everybody? Here's the thing, um, if we can prevent one person from having some of my memories and doing some of the things that I had to do, I, at 23 years old, had my college behind me, yeah, I had college behind me. And then, I had to learn how to live paycheck to paycheck. So it was kind of like, oh, I don't know how to do this. I don't even know how to balance a checkbook. Oh, goodness. You don't realize that, there's a lot of things that you don't know until you suddenly have to learn it. Um, but if there was a group out there that can help prevent another person like me, I'm not saying that I'm a horrible person. I'm just saying I was dealt some bad hands. And there were some times that I was dealt a hand that, with two foundations out there, it'll be great because then I'm telling you, I don't want anyone to have my past. I don't want anyone to have to do some of the things that I had to do. But at the same time, I I think two foundations is going to be amazing. I think two groups, you know, whatever they are. I don't know. And that's the best that I can say on it. Aaron is a good friend. Um Him and I are still gonna do a live here. I don't know when, but, we talked about it, and I was like, "Oh, by the way, I'm in Hemet." Um, so that way he knew what was going on. Um, because I like to keep the people I love updated on where I am, so that way they're not like, "Hey." Um, but I wanna open the floor to questions. If I've missed questions, please rewrite them because again, it's just me. I don't have anybody, moderating, so please also be kind at the fact that there's a lot of people in here. Um, yes, that probably means I need some more moderators, and, you know, a few people have emailed me, and I think I might have to take them up on it. Okay. So let's open this up to questions. If I have the answer, I will give it. If I don't, I'm not going to lie. Sorry. Been there, done that. Tony Foster, I just don't like how Mike, Mark, Claire did Aaron. They acted dirty. Resentments of Scientology. Yeah. Um, what if they asked you to disconnect from Aaron? No, no chance in hell. And again, everybody, please be mindful of this word. Disconnect for us is kind of like, think of the worst thing that could possibly happen to you as a person. Think of the worst thing that has ever been done to you. That's this word for us. I know we're still reliving stuff, but that word is a very hard one. So I love you all. I promise I do. I'm just giving you a heads up that that is a very, it's like screaming murdered through a town or Erderme. however you wanna call it. I probably just got demonetized, but, um, no one is ever gonna separate me from Aaron. Um, I will still call him, I will still text him. I will reach out when I have questions. Just like, I reach out to Claire when I'm crying and upset. I reach out to, Amy Scobie when I'm crying and upset. I reach out to Nora, Nothing is ever gonna separate me from the family that I now have. Okay. Janet, I feel so bad for you. But I'm doing good now. I'm just saying I've had some harsh times. I've had some times I'm not proud of. I've done some things that I'm not proud of, you know. But at the same time, I'm also learning to be me, and I'm not that person anymore. Tony, I saw the look on Aaron's face. This is traumatic for him. Yes, listening to him get emotional was probably one of the hardest things that I had to do. I listened. I honestly, when I was driving home, I was catching up on everybody's YouTube because it was really hard for me to really sit down and listen to YouTubes. Especially with the way that they were producing them. Not producing them. That came out wrong, like the way that they were popping up, like, oh my goodness, but I have something to do. Oh God, but there's a live. I have to watch that later. So that I'm marking it so I watch it later. Because for me, it was, I was there for a reason. And so on the drive home, I'm listening to all the lives, and I will honestly tell you, listening to Aaron be emotional and listening to Aaron talk, you know, it was hard for me because I feel so connected with him in some emotional ways because I try not to be emotional, but then my friends, my family, you guys tell me emotional is good. But I'm trying to not make that feel unhumane. So I'm rethinking how I think of emotions. I'm rethinking what I thought of my past. I'm rethinking a lot. But hearing him be emotional, it was hard for me. I was crying right along with him. And, I was not only crying for what I had gone through a few hours ago, and them not even giving me the time or the space or the energy to even let me see my dad, and then they're going to trespass me right away. And then I'm listening to Aaron, and he's telling us something that he shouldn't have to say. He shouldn't have to expose his heart. He shouldn't also have to expose the pain that he's been in. But it made, I'm proud of him because, when you expose things that you've gone through, expose things that you've done, guess what? Someone doesn't have the power to hurt you anymore because everybody knows it. So it can't be, your pain can't be weaponized. And the fact that his pain was weaponized, I don't have a good comeback for that. I don't have a good comeback, and I don't know the whole situation, and I don't know the whole story, but I really don't like that his pain was weaponized because we all have pain. We've all been through shit. We've all done shit in Scientology that we're not proud of. And weaponizing emotions and hurt was something that we did. You know, we weaponized emotions in Scientology. We shouldn't have to weaponize emotions outside. It shouldn't it shouldn't be that way, you know? But then I don't know the whole story where, I'm catching up on the fly, and to be completely honest, I want to give the benefit of the doubt. I do. I want to give the benefit of the doubt. I don't know the whole situation. Um, yes, there's been more explaining. Um, Aaron has done more explaining to us than Mike, Claire, and Mark. He loves us keyboard warriors. And if you guys want to adopt that, that is totally okay for whoever wants to be called a keyboard warrior. For me, it's your friends. You're not just someone behind a computer screen, you're friends, you're people listening to me, you're people listening to what we've been through and sitting there, listening and having our backs. Like, good Lord, we never had our back. And like whoever was your best friend talking to you, nope, they were gonna write you up in a heartbeat. Yes, but and here's and absolutely. The main goal is New England Coast. Yes, you are absolutely right, 100%. The freaking cult needs to end. And I can guarantee you, and I mean guarantee you with all of my heart, Amy Scobie wants the cult to end. Amy wants it to end. Claire, I've had great conversations. She wants the pain to end. We each want the pain to end. We each want someone to not relive our story, relive our life. We want it to stop. We want this disconnection bullshit to stop. You know, Claire, Amy, Aaron. I've never met Mike, but but Mike and his wife, that's all they talk about. That's what they talk about with Leah Remini. Like, that's what got my heart. Like, wake up. Watching the Mike Rinder and Leah Remini on that show. Watching Aaron, watching Nora, watching every single one of us go through this. The main goal. Oh, we have children of Scientology in the house. Well, that just came out really wrong. That was a little emotional. Um, okay. Lean on me. I'm sorry, I'm lost. What happened to the mods? Where are they? Well, one of my mods is sleeping. One of my mods is on a live. So I'm doing my best I can to be here. Lara, hey, hey. Um, Okay. So, as for the board and what decisions they've made, I don't know. I'm not on the board. As for anything along those lines, I can't get involved in that for me personally because my mission is to get people out. My mission is to, if Aaron has another one, I would love to see what happens there because it's going to be amazing and it's going to be something that we all need. Um, all right. Yeah, Laura FM in the house. Amy and Matt were on the board for the vote as well. Sorry, Liz. Um, and I'm not saying that they don't that I don't know the whole board's information. I'm not on the board, everybody. I'm looking at it from a different perspective. I'm looking at it from the perspective of I've called this woman crying and I know she wants Scientology to end. That's how I'm looking at this situation. I don't know all the details. And to be completely honest, my goal isn't to know the details. My goal is to know that we got someone out, whether it be my dad, whether it be someone that I was friends with, whether it be someone that I ate dinner with, whether it be someone that I lived with. If we can get someone out, um, then yeah, I do know that, a lot of people are saying that they like the keyboard warriors. And if you guys do, that's great. Just let me know because for me, I don't want to be disrespectful. That felt to me a little different, and I'm sorry. I don't think of the people that listen to me talk and help me with my dad as keyboard warriors. I think of them as friends and family and adoptive moms and adoptive grandparents, like family I never had. Okay. Lean on me, sending you a little love your way. However I can support. Thank you so very much. I appreciate the super chats. I absolutely do, you know. It means the world to me, everybody. But I'm just glad you're here. Okay. I'm trying to grab everybody's comments. What's the plan to turn up the volume? Save Bob Ferris website, spring merch, protest to Hammett Gold Base, reaching out to people beyond the SPTV community. I'm reaching, to be completely honest, everybody, I'm reaching out to news medias. And I reached out to, Cults and Consciousness, to see what they could help with. They're a huge platform, So she has so many people that if we can make more noise, then we're making more noise. That's a big, big thing. I'm also looking at hiring an attorney to go after power of attorney. Um, that is my big goal right now. Because to be completely honest, he's got to answer questions that I as a Sea Org member could not answer. Okay. We have a question. Bridget, question, Liz. I understand that they are allowed to have cell phones inside. Uh, See, that's a new thing for me. When I was inside, no. I gave up my cell phone, but then again, I had one of those big like Nokias where it was like this big. Let me see. There we go, like this big, and the battery died like if you didn't charge it every single day. Um, but if they're allowing them, that'd be great because I'd love to know the phone number. If my dad is carrying a cell phone, it's probably one of those flip phones, or one of those phones that were made by Jesus, as I like to tell my mom, that have no electronical ability to go online, because I don't see them being okay with letting Sea Org members go online and see, hey, I'm Liz. Remember me? We used to do dinner together. Hey, now you're saying I'm a suppressive person? Well, I'm not the one that lied and said their father was dead and turns out to not be. So no, do I really think that, they have the ability to go online? I don't think so, but then I don't know. If but either which way, they're going to monitor phone calls, text messages, they're going to monitor everything. So it's going to be through Scientology. Like it's going to literally be through the cult of Scientology, if they are allowed to have cell phones. But I'd love to know that phone plan. I'm just saying I'd call everyone, every single person. Tammy C, I'm glad you were reaching out to the news, Liz. I hope they get this horrible situation out there quickly. I would love that because right now, as you all know, each and every one of us, this is just a large pile of bullharky, and it's we're supposed to smile and say, "Thank you so much, sir, for lying to me all of these years." No. Comment, Scientology, Free Xenu Project. Comment, Scientology has advanced technology of the universe, but just cannot figure out the internet crossed with phone technology. And that's just it. Being realistic, they're not that advanced. You're actually pretty far behind in the times. Like when I came out and there was or what was it? The first thing I saw. Oh, the phones had gotten smaller and they now had the ability to go online. Okay. My first phone, everybody, because let me age myself a little bit. My first phone had the game Snake on it. Um, and I loved that phone. And that game was amazing. I would play it for hours. Like Hooked on Phonics worked for me. Yeah, Snake was my jam. Okay. Yes. I always forget. Everybody smash the like, hit subscribe. I'm sorry I forget. Thank you everyone in the chat for reminding me. Um, Let me see if I missed any other questions. Sandy, I feel like you had a failed mission. I believe things happen for a reason. We might not find out right away. And you know what? We may not find out right away. But if I'm sitting there, I can promise you everybody, um, if I'm suddenly sitting there and I get a phone call, my phone rings. Okay. So let's say my phone rings. And all of a sudden I look down and it's a Los Angeles number and I pick it up and it happens to be my dad. I don't care come hell or high water. I will figure out a way to get back down to him. I will call people that are around there and they will pick him up. And if that's what I got, if that is an option for what I get for bringing him presents, yeah, I'll bring him presents. I'll send him presents. Xenu's homegirl. Oh, Sandy, it was not a failed mission. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I apologize. That's right. Unicorn farts are in the house. Yes, blue Nokia. I loved that thing. It was like that blue and gray. Okay. New England Coast, Liz. That's the part that got me. Using Scientology tactics against Aaron. And you know what? We just have to hope there's gonna be a better answer. I have to hope there's gonna be a better answer because there are some similarities. There are some things that hurt my feelings. Um, but you know what? They're just feelings. They're just feelings, and that's what I'm gonna keep telling myself right now until I understand more of the situation because I'm also watching, but then at the same time, I really just want people out. That's the overall goal. I promise. We each and every one of us won't have that goal to get anyone out, whether it's Lara, whether it's, children of Scientology. We want to get people out, whether it's Serge Delmar. I talk to Serge Obolinski all the time. Like we had a Thanksgiving conversation where he was telling me where he was going and that he was excited and just to say happy Thanksgiving to me because that's what I've gotten from this. And I will take that as a bloody win because I've gotten Serge, I've gotten Lara. Love is love. That's right. Love is love. And maybe one of these days I'll get to sing with Lara. You never know. You never know because I did kind of like having fun with her. Um, but either which way, I do want everyone to just think about that. Um, okay, Anne, does this sound familiar? Dry drunk is an expression that describes an alcoholic who no longer drinks, but otherwise maintains the same behavior patterns of an alcoholic. Wow. Okay. Um, I'm yeah. Children of Scientology, love you, Liz, and the beautiful rainbow heart. Sometimes things need to be shuffled to create change, to evolve. This too shall pass. We have so much good to do together, and it's right around the corner. Yes, yes, it is. If again, everybody, if let's say tomorrow one person wakes up and then says, you know what, I heard Liz is live. Where's Children of Scientology? Hey, I knew Lara. I knew Lara. And you know what? That would be an amazing day if someone listens and says, "You know what? Aaron was absolutely right about what scoop he got on Scientology. Oh my god, that's right." Just remember, we've got big things around the corner. Big things. Deprogramming pissed cults, detox post addiction. Yes. I will honestly say I can see how Scientology can be an addiction because it's what we knew. It's what we leaned on. Um, and I don't want to lean on it anymore. I I don't want to give them any power to do anything. Cammy C, question. I'm a never in cult of Scientology. Is there any way you can call the authorities and see how your dad is with an escort inside? I have tried. I have tried with the Riverside police. That's when I got oh, he sounded old. um, I have not gotten, I personally have not gotten any calls from them offering to help since the last few situations. I did pass by one. I've tried calling them. Yeah, for me, it was, it's a lot different. I have a different trust in police right now. Blow drill, welcome to the house. Finding a chosen family that accepts you for your true self, priceless. Happy for you and praying for you to have that closure with your father. I would love to have that with my dad. I don't want to wait until he's in a box. I literally just want to keep trying until I can see him. But you know what? If I can't see him, if I honestly can't, everybody, I'm not going to stop trying to get someone out. I'm not going to stop trying to get a me out, a Lara out, try to stop a public and get, a Vanessa out, a Serge Delmar, a Serge Obolinski. There are executives in there that do feel trapped. I promise you. Miss Sunrise Dawn, I'm back. Sorry, I wanted to bounce over and catch the end of Marilyn's live. Yeah, I did. I did originally have it scheduled for the exact same time, but I wanted to hear some of Marilyn as well. So I had changed my time because I wanted to catch her and see her. Yeah. Okay. Martha Simmons at Terry, I agree with you. Not sure they have it on in them. I must have missed the first part. I apologize for grabbing that. Tammy, these people are worse than prison guards. I'm sorry, Liz. Yeah. And you know what? I've talked to I don't know if Tommy is still in in the house. Gypsy One, welcome. Benita, thank you so very much. Yeah. They're the best way I can explain is at least a prison guard has a moral compass, and unfortunately there's no moral compass that is inside those guards anymore. um you'll break rules that you thought were in your soul was this is my, I will never do that. I will never disrespect someone. I will never tell them that they're a piece of garbage. And you know what? Yeah, you will. Inside you will. You'll break every one of your moral code compass boxes every chance they get. Okay. Bernita, love you, Liz. You're a beautiful, loving, and a sacrificial daughter. I believe the word of your love will get you through to your dad. I hope so. I absolutely hope so, because you know what? I'm trying. I'm trying to also make up for the fact that I didn't try for 20 years because I thought he was dead. So I'm trying everything I possibly can to make sure that I'm doing the best that I can. Because if he knows that he has family out there, and if I'm not welcome inside, like I don't want to be inside, but if I'm not welcome to come see him, I'm going to keep making a bloody stink. And I'm going to keep letting people know what's going on so that they can understand what this feels like. They can understand how everything feels to me. And, you know, I'm not letting them win. I'm tired of them winning. They're not winning anymore. We're putting our foot down. They're not winning anymore. They've had enough. They've had enough time. They're not winning anymore. I'm done. Okay. Total Scientology. I think the dry drunk was referring to maintaining our cult behaviors after leaving. It's true. And until you self-reflect, hard change, it's easy to fall back into old patterns. Okay, yeah, I get that. Sorry, I really don't understand. Like if a comment seems sarcastic, I promise I don't really get them. I'm sorry, everybody. If it wasn't sarcastic, then I'm just having a morning, I guess. Okay. Newt, have you listened to Mark and Claire's story about how they used a Victoria's Secrets box? I did think about using a Victoria's Secrets box, but here's the thing. Most men in the Sea Org are not going to order fancy underwear. Um, Women might order a fancy bra because let's be real, there's only certain things in life that are pleasurable, and, having a comfortable chest area is the necessity. Um, but for my father, I don't have that luxury because what am I gonna do? Send him a silky pair of underwear? I'll gladly do it if I thought it would work, but I don't think it would work for a man. That's a little different. That would work for a female, but not a man. Okay. Hey, hey, pup groomer in the house. Um, does gold allow Amazon deliveries? I don't technically live there. I can definitely have someone check and see, but realistically, they might, but who knows? Who knows, honestly? All right. Jojo Jones, and I'm sorry I'm not grabbing everyone's because again, it is just me. Um, I'm doing the best I can, everybody. JJ Jones, I have Sea Org friend. She has a cell phone, but not sure it's monitored. Yeah, if she has a Sea Org phone, it's monitored. I promise. She may not know it's being monitored, but it's being monitored. So that way, all the texts that come in, every call she makes, yeah, they want to know who she's talking to at all times. That way, in case she ever talks to a defector. Okay, Pat. Oh, I promise you're never late. Anytime you guys just show up and you're here and you're helpful, and helpful means just listening, commenting, helping me get through sometimes when I'm not doing good. Okay, Cedar. Again, Liz, I don't know you were living on your channel. I didn't know you were live on your channel. I would have popped in sooner. It's totally okay. It is totally okay. Pop in when you pop in. I promise. Okay. Cassie, I truly believe they're all good people, even if we don't think they handled things correctly. And they may not have handled things correctly. I'll be honest, they may not. Some of it left a sour taste. But you know what? There's one common goal, and that's to get people out of Scientology. And that's what I'm going to hold on to right now. Okay. Did you find any Pokemon coins at the gold base area? There's Pokemon coins. There's Lou, are you messing with me? There was really Pokemon stuff there? Because I'm just saying. That, that, no, I didn't see anything Pokemon. I got to have coffee out of a Pokemon cup. So that was pretty cool. Okay. Yes, and either let's see, international. That was a conversation. Never. Okay, SPTV keyboard warriors are the army behind the screens, sending you all your love, your support, donations, positive energy, and making our voices heard from all over the world to give you strength. Well, I appreciate that. If you guys want to take that on, okay, then I'll stop thinking about it like that. It was literally just in me because I didn't want to give anyone like a title other than friend, you know. Okay. Miss Sunrise Dawn, Victoria's Secret sells gender neutral boxer briefs, if that helps. And they do? I've never. I look at where I buy clothes, you know. I did not know they did boxer briefs. I did not know that. But now I learned something new. Okay. L Jane, sending hearing aids with voice control. He can he can hear you. Yeah, that'd be nice. I'd love for him to be able to hear me. Okay. Cheryl Backwell. Liz, you're an amazing warrior. Your strength is inspirational. Well, thank you so very much. Sophia, that's right. Got to represent Yankees in the house. Yankees? It's all about the Yankees, everybody. But whatever team you rock when it comes to baseball, I was explaining that to someone. The reason I follow baseball is because I didn't communicate well with people when I first got out. So when I first got out, people thought I was weird. And so the man who had taken on the role as my godfather basically taught me about baseball, taught me how to play baseball. And then lo and behold, I became really good at playing baseball, but he had a favorite team. And so he explained to me the stories behind baseball. And so that is why I follow the Yankees. It's not just the rings, it's literally the story of the history. It's Babe Ruth. It's, you know, it's all of it. Okay. The power that lies to paralyze. Lou? Really, man? I, I missed something, but I tried to make it as friendly as possible, everybody. Pat, oh, Liz, you're such a dear, sweet soul. You did a good live to fight another day. Yes. And I'm going to keep fighting, everybody. It's not that I don't want to. I'm just letting you know I'm emotional, you know. I'm learning my emotions, and some days this is hard. Some days when it doesn't look like we made a step forward, then it feels like I'm almost making a step back. Okay. Now, Top Tony, we need Pokemon together one day. I love Pokemon. I started my oldest children and now playing them with my oldest grandson. That is amazing. That is amazing. Trying to grab comments. Yes, SP Pillow Talk. Yes, it helps to find a silver lining. Yes, it absolutely does, everybody. Okay. Yes, we're all about the Yankees. Nude. Victoria's Secret also sells men cologne, perfect body product, lotions. Got to find if they have boxes that they can sell for men, not women. Well, here's the thing you have to remember. Scents aren't allowed. So if it has any kind of smell, it's not allowed. If you find a soap, the soap has to be non-scented. So colognes, perfumes, soaps, They cannot be scented. Your deodorant cannot be scented. Okay. It's got to be you know, it's just got to be it. No smells allowed. Okay. Did I just catch that? SP Pillow Tuck. I say we just get a few SPTV Pokemon groups together. Yeah, I'm telling you, everybody, Pokemon has helped me tremendously. When I'm having a bad day, having a Pokemon, opening a pack, finding a good card, adding to my collection, finishing a collection. That's why I'm super in love with this new 151, but it's like finding the cards are a nightmare. Okay, there's always a silver lining. Be patient. It takes a while to show itself. Yes, it does. It absolutely takes a while for it to show itself. And then hopefully once it shows itself, you know, question, Liz, why no sense? So they say that it can cause migraines or engrams. Basically, there's a lot of people that have never been around smells. So they've never been around perfumes except for when public come over and public are wearing them. But it's also something they think is going to be taking sweat out in the purif because the scented products are bad for your body. It needs to be sweated out. It's a toxin. Um, Yeah, that's the best way I can explain it. I know other people could probably explain it a little better, but yeah, it was weird. Victoria's Secret stunt box. Na, 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 na. The stunt boxes. Okay, stunt box. We'll put stuff inside the box, not any Victoria's Secret products. Remember, it still gets gone through. So that's the hard part. And I don't know if they would even open at Amazon, but who knows? Yes, no sense. Now, let me tell you a little story behind no sense, everybody. If you get a group of 100 people that are barely sleeping, barely showering together, there is no amount of cologne or anything that they're allowed to put on when they get stinky. So, what they have to do is try to shower daily. Sometimes some people forget and they start to smell bad. And so, were there days that I was like, man, I would give anything to just everybody? Yes. But what ended up happening is you would have to spray ammonia water in the air to try to cover up some of the smell because they're really big on the cleanliness of ammonia. Um, Lou, the Pokemon apps let you go through your camera in various locations, find characters. This is understanding Pokemon. Did you know what app did you do that with the app at Gold Base? I did not use Pokemon Go there. I did not. I did not know you could get certain that's just rude, having people show up there? Alright, now I know, and next time I go, I'm checking. Okay. Connie, it's also the military thing. I was an officer, and we were not allowed anything with scents. Okay. Okay, so that probably is more likely than anything. Um, okay. Yeah, so as Lou can inform you, sometimes people got a little stinky. You also had some people from foreign countries that did not use deodorant. So there were a few times that you would walk by someone and go, and you know what would happen? That person would get a knowledge report that says they smell. Their boss will say, "Hey, you stinky. You need to handle that." And they'll be put in lower conditions. Like I'm telling you, when I say you could fart in the wind and suddenly be put in lower conditions, yes, you absolutely can. It's disgusting. People will be very stinky. And to the stinky, it's like I just threw up a little bit in my mouth. Oh God. But yes, there are times like that. And there was also times that, you know, yes, out hygiene. Yes, that's what it is. And it was bad and powerful. When I was a child living at Pack Base, there was one of my mom's best friends was oh God, what was her name? Um Laura Manfrini. Laura Manfrini. So if Laura Manfrini ever listens to this chat, please, my mom is still looking for you. You are the only person on the planet my mom would ever talk to again. But so Laura Manfrini, she was Italian. She never shaved her legs. The first time that she wore a little like shorts around us and I saw her legs, I was like, that's a that's that's strong. You know, and then my mom would constantly want us to hang out, and she was a little on the potent side. Love her to death, but she was on the potent side. And I got to be there one time when my mom was like, "Laura, I love you. You know I love you. But we're getting complaints in regards to your hygiene. And you need to shave your legs and you need to put some deodorant on and you need to take a shower." And I remember sitting there staring at my mom going, is this going to be good or bad? I don't know if this is going to be good or bad. And so I continued making my paper airplanes because I thought I was going to be the best airplane maker ever. Um, but no, I don't play Pokemon Go now. Um, oops, let me grab that. I don't play Pokemon Go now, but I do have the app. Okay. Liz, I have many Pokemon games open, but we'll never know what out and about. You never know what is out and about. Okay, okay. I'll start looking, I promise. Um, hey, I'm Italian. We shave. I'm not saying all Italians don't, but I'm just saying in 1984, this woman did not. Personal grooming was very bad. Personal hygiene was very bad for some people. Okay. Children of Scientology, French and Italians at Flag didn't wear deodorant or shower very often. Different cultures. Yes. Blow drill. The personal grooming course was on the EPF. Yes, the Estates Project Force absolutely had that. So did it. Well, at CC. Now, here's my question. Did every org have to do the etiquette course? Because we had grooming and then the etiquette course. And someone said they didn't have to do the etiquette course in Florida. And I was like, what? Lou, LRH reference says you can only use unscented soaps or products. That's right. Okay, not here in Europe. Well, yes. Let me tell you, because you're in Europe. One of the first things I purchased after getting out of the Sea Org was oh God, what was it? Oh, it was Happy by Clinique. It was Happy. And I tried to wear that for a little bit, but it was too femi foo-foo. But my family loved it. And then after that, and my mom hated it. My mom would always say that I'm giving her a migraine because she didn't allow scents in the house. She thought that it was ridiculous to put perfume on. And so after I stopped with my Happy, then I was a Giorgio Armani. Yep, I was an Armani fan. And then now I am a Dolce Gabbana and I'm a Hugo Boss fan because they have the longest scent and they're good and they're powerful and I love smells now. I love them. I collect colognes, everybody, because I want to say a big please smell good. Please smell good. Okay. If it involves shaving my legs or wearing a bra, I'm not interested. One of my favorite saying is now that I'm older. Cheryl, absolutely. Absolutely. Blow drill. If it consists of basic study manual, the Scientology ethics, basic Sea Org member hat. Yep. And welcome to the Sea Org and personal grooming course. Okay. So we had the etiquette course as well because we had the personal grooming, but we had the etiquette course as well at CC. Maybe it was because it was Celebrity Center. Maybe. Now I have to ask Nora. Okay. Okay. Pup groomer. I don't use perfume at all. I use vanilla body spray, but vanilla body spray would not be allowed. Body spray, not allowed. So any kind of scent that makes you happy, not allowed. If it smells, even if it smells beautiful and you think it smells light, no scent for you. No scent. Okay. Tammy, I was in a different cult. COS is a different level. I'm sorry, everyone who had Had it is inside. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sorry that you grew up in a different cult. That's horrible. Okay. Kayla. Okay, Liz Ferris, how are you doing? I'm doing a lot better with talking to you guys. It helps me, I promise. Um, but there are times that it's hard. I promise it's not easy. We've got division, but at the same time, we need to unite together. We have people inside that need our help. My dad, we have people inside that need our help. Little me's, you know, little Nara's, little Laura's. We've got people inside. Let's work on getting them out together. And again, 1 to 2 foundations, not a big deal because you know what? 2 people helping us, that's 2 different groups. Okay. All right. What? My husband grandma said if you didn't start shaving, you'd never have to shave. She was also a regular white girl. Women with ethnic backgrounds tend to have darker hair and a lot of it. Okay. Okay. Blowjo, flag order 38. It was called etiquette. Yeah. 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 Okay. Question. Janet, question. Isn't there any way the police escort can make them bring your dad out in front where you can give him your present? I don't understand why the police won't help. I got no response when I called the police station. I wanted to let them know I was going so that way there'd be no problems. I also didn't want to get arrested. So I wanted to let them know what was going on. Um, CK, when was the last time that you had contact with your dad? I was 24 years old. 24, so almost 20 years ago, guys. Almost 20 years. Uh, and a few months later, I was told he was dead. So I came out to my dad. So you know, um, okay, CK, what age did you leave? 20. I was 20. Okay. So we have been here an hour, everybody. Hopefully I answered all the questions. Children leaving Scientology. My mom told me some random story about some LRH code about orange scents used to be implant stations. You know how it was for his dues. um but yes, it has been a while, everybody. CK, when was the last time you had contact with your dad? I was 24. We had a really good conversation. I told him I was gay. I told him I would talk to him in a couple months. I called back a couple months later and I was told he was dead. I believed them because why would they lie to me? This is the group that I lived in, the group that tortured me, the group that I felt was good. Um, and then come May this year, I found out, hey, by the way, they only make phone calls asking for freeloader debts or asking where a person is if someone tried to blow. Well, he can't blow if he's dead. They can't collect a freeloader debt if he's dead. So now I know my father is alive and not dead. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Susan, the police probably called them and told them to expect you. I bloody hope not, because that's disgusting. That's picking sides, and that's disgusting. I've done many of welfare checks. I have done the welfare checks through the city. I have done the welfare checks through the state and federally. So I'm really trying my best here. But it's not for lack of trying, everybody. Please don't get me sad. I'm trying everything that I can. Um, but so anyway, I want to say, let's cut this short before I do start to get sad because I feel like I am, everybody. Thank you so very much for being here. I appreciate it. Let me make sure I grab this question, Liz. I want to understand, are they allowed to have cell phones? Oh, I did answer that. So thank you so very much for being here. I appreciate it. I will probably be on later. But we'll definitely see how that goes. I have got to go get some coffee and wake up a little bit more. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you for having time and space for me. And I appreciate each and every single one of you. Thank you again. Please don't forget to tip your waiter or waitress. Be nice to everybody in the chat. Remember, we are all human. We all bleed the same color. And again, until I see you later, have a great rest of your day. And thank you for being here.